Imagine defending Jordan Binnington. Welcome into the DNVR Avalanche post-game live on New Year's Eve and presented by Bet365. We've got J-Mike and Rudo coming to you as the Avs defeat the Blues 6-1. But honestly, I don't even think a scoreboard that lopsided really tells you how dominant the Avs were in this game.
It was over quick. I mean, there weren't a lot of notes to be taken in this game in terms of trying to figure out when this game was won. It was about 2.5 minutes into the game. You were basically like, oh, okay, it's just going to be one of those. Nice.
Give or take. We've spent all season talking about how good the Colorado Avalanche are, and they were undoubtedly, unbelievably good again tonight when the game was still relevant. I'm going to dunk tonight. I usually try to avoid doing this, but that was a sorry-ass St. Louis Blues team. I mean, that team was a joke tonight. They had absolutely no interest in playing competitive hockey from their goaltender on out. All of them. They were ready to go home. They didn't want to be here. And that's what happens when a team doesn't bring the A game against the Avs, as we've talked about in so many games this year. Oh, the Avs are the team that teams show up and they give them their best shot. If you don't, they're going to smoke you.
Canada, come get your mans. This your guy? This the guy?
Can we talk about this? Because the reason St. Louis sucks is their goaltending. And I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, they were good defensively tonight. They weren't. But do you think maybe something to do with that is the horrendous goaltending they get night in and night out from a guy like Jordan Binnington? The Avs scored 4 goals in the first period. No power plays. Expected goals for the Avs in the first period, 1.58. In one period, Jordan Binnington was over -2 on goals saved above expected. And that doesn't even count the other one that beat him that got called back. I'm sorry. Dude's a bad goaltender. Arguably the worst goaltender in the NHL this year. I don't want to hear it.
I got all kinds of crazies on the Twitter.com telling me I don't know puck for pointing out that 54 goalies in the league right now currently give up less goals on average than old Jordan Binnington.
It's wild. It's wild. We went through this in the Avs fan base with Georgiev too, where there are some people that will just never blame the goaltender. But Binnington was awful tonight, genuinely horrible tonight. And some of those are tough saves, sure. Some of those are routine saves that he just completely fumbles. You look on the other side, Mackenzie Blackwood had an easy night, did not face very many shots, still made multiple grade A saves better than anything Binnington did in this hockey game.
He had at least 3 saves that were significantly more impressive than anything we saw the other way. Yeah.
And then, people be like, oh, well, Binnington made all these saves. He faced 42 shots. Yeah, okay. I can make some good saves when it's a 5-0 game. Give me a break. What are we doing?
I love that he flashes the leather down 4-0, having given up 4 goals in 4 minutes. I know it's kind of like quarterback where you have to have just an insane, irrational level of confidence in yourself to play that position. And I get it. You can't be Eeyore in the net, hanging your head. Oh, what are we going to do? But just the lack of self-awareness in that situation was incredible. And I'm with the Toyota chat. I don't know where it went. I want to credit it. But when you come at me with a sorry-ass goaltender like Binnington, that's what's going to happen.
Very much some Richard Sherman in that for sure. I'm not on the ice, though. So, I can't say anything, but I don't think you needed to look very far. I mean, even look at Nathan MacKinnon scores that second goal to reaffirm the one that gets called back, and he points at the net and is like, everything about this game.
There was a little bit of a chip on the shoulder coming out.
Yeah.
To a level of it really did feel like there was kind of an emphasis from the Avs tonight to run it up a little bit. And I don't know if that's because of the Canada stuff. We're probably buying too much into that, but maybe just a little bit of added extra motivation to really put it on the guy.
I mean, I think it's multiple things. I think Canada stuff is some of it. I think they just don't like Jordan Binnington anyway. And then I think it created this perfect storm of Avs get on the board early and then they get a goal taken away. And that switch flipped a little bit where we haven't seen a ton of this. The Avs have been a very balanced emotional team for most of the year, but we saw the Avs say, hell no tonight. That goal got taken away and they said, absolutely not. We're not doing this. We're going to go punch the Blues in the face and let's see what happens. And what happens is the Blues folded immediately. Just non-competitive. I loved every second of it. I'm sure Blues fans did not, but that's just been this year for the Blues fans, so they can deal with a little bit more of it. We do need to hit the 60-second rundown, although I don't know. That maybe a longer term than effective hockey from the Blues in this game, so let's do it. Avs score almost immediately off a nice play from Nichushkin. 1 minute in. We mentioned the Cale Makar goal taken back for goalie interference. Nathan MacKinnon gets that goal right back immediately. That's 2-0, and the Avs just keep bopping. They have 4 goals in the first 4 minutes and 40 seconds of the game, the fastest ever the Avalanche have done it. Both MacKinnon and Nichushkin are on Hattie watch at that point with 55 minutes left in the game. The Avs keep complete control of the game from there. I think the total ended up being 14 shots for the Blues, maybe 13. Either
13
way.
on goal.
Unreal. Unbelievably good. That was it for the first period. For the second period, the Avs add a 5th goal. The power play succeeds. A new look power play. Brock Nelson is able to finish one on that to make it 5-0. Unfortunately, the Blues do break the shutout in the third period with a little bit of a seeing eye shot. That's maybe the only real negative from this game. But then Val gets his hat trick to wrap things up late, and the Avs 6-1 into the new year. It's dominance is not unusual for the Colorado Avalanche, right? We've talked all year about how ridiculously good they are, but even for a team as good as the Avs, you don't see games like this very often.
This was a situation where it didn't even look like the opposition belonged on the ice with them.
Yep, truly.
And I don't like saying stuff like that because I don't want to be disrespectful to pros, but I mean, that was a sorry ass effort from St. Louis to especially not respond at all. And I get, you're shell shocked down 4-0, but they had like one shot in the second period for the first 18 minutes of it. It was insane.
At the end of the second period, shots were 34-7. 5 times. And the Avs totally phoned it in for the third period, as is their right. But
I appreciate it. Let's keep that clock running.
Yeah, right. They called one extra icing in the third period, and everyone was like, come on. There is not... These games aren't supposed to happen. Bednar said it before the game, hey, on any given night, any team, the worst team in the league can beat the best team. And that's absolutely true. And some of this was the Avs' dominance came so fast and hard that the Blues just quit on this game. But also, shots were 12-0 at the start. It's not the Avs just scored on their chances and the Blues didn't. The Blues basically didn't possess the puck in the offensive zone for the first 10 minutes of the game. There is
it was
nothing.
Bullying. They got stuffed in a locker.
Yeah, honestly, the Avs were the high school bullies on this one. Absolutely the case.
I saw somebody in the chat say they missed the first 5 minutes of the game. That's a situation where it's shoot.
Yeah.
You might as well move on with the rest of your night. I mean, it was that quick.
You missed the whole game by missing the first 5 minutes. Go ahead.
I love to see the way they came out firing. You know, we talked about it. We kind of wanted to see them put an end cap on 2025 the right way. And to be this decisive, it's a testament to this team's mentality, because you're not playing Dallas. You're not playing Edmonton. This isn't some big time matchup that you have circled on the calendar. It's kind of a let's get through this game. You know, it's the holiday. Yep. These guys got families and stuff too. Got a couple of days off, you know, before you hit the road again. Now, I just, again, I'm so impressed with this team's ability to lock in night to night and to just come out and have this type of performance. It's good vibes going into 2026. This was exactly what you would have hoped to have seen to close out this homestand.
Well, and it's not, we've talked at times this year, maybe the Avs need to spark it. And like, obviously that's a ridiculous ask for a team that's as good as the Avs, but you're saying, hey, sometimes in games you see them have lulls and you need someone to jump or whatever. Their spark in this game was their best players. Like, their top six went out and just jammed it down St. Louis's throat and say, what are you going to do to stop us? I don't know. And the answer was nothing. I mean, St. Louis is going to do nothing to stop you. You're just going to own them. It's unbelievably impressive to me when you look at what Colorado's expectations are, and they still find ways to exceed them. Like, the Avs are playing 850 hockey or whatever this year. I don't know the exact number. And they've won their last 9 games in a row. Guaranteed 900 in this stretch of 10. Like, I'm out of ways to explain how good the Colorado Avalanche are. So let me ask you this way.
We don't even have to whine about the power play tonight.
Yeah, even that scored.
Perfect performance outside of a kind of a nothing burger goal that you give up late. And it was a total crap goal.
The only reason you care about it is because it ruined the shutout. Otherwise, whatever. The stupid goal goes in. Who cares?
Small glass of water on what was otherwise just an unworldly performance. I mean, and you got, you know, you can talk about Nate, who was obviously incredible in this game. And in some ways, I feel like the overturned goal almost lit their fire even more. Yeah. Like, okay, fine. You know, fine.
We'll do it the hard way.
Again.
Yeah.
But, you know, like Nichushkin, how much did we talk about him pregame and how he was doing? It kind of felt like it wouldn't be shocking if he had a 2-goal night and then he comes out and has a hat trick. Like, these are the performances you need from your top guys to be able to sustain what's been a historic run. Nelson, you know, continues to produce. It's just, you got to really stretch to nitpick with this group right now. And if they're going to start scoring with the power play, and we'll talk more about that, I'm sure, on the show and the changes and all that, but it's tough to feel anything other than absolutely stoked going into 2026 right now. And the fact that, you know, Dallas dropped 1-2 and you get that 10-point lead and that much more of a cushion, that's just the cherry on top. We're getting greedy at this point. Gluttonous.
You're up 10 points on Dallas with a game in hand. And your next closest opponent is Minnesota, who I believe you're up 16. I'd have to check, but
I was going to say at least 14. I don't know based on the stuff tonight. Did they play tonight? But
safe to say they're out of reach.
Without something catastrophic happening.
Right. Like, and even
Nathan MacKinnon gets abducted. And, I don't know.
It's all right. Cale Makar will talk to him. We'll get him back. It'll be fine. He knows their language. It's good.
It's true. He is an alien, so we're good. We're even covered on that front. If an extraterrestrial comes down and takes Nathan MacKinnon from this planet, we're still covered.
It's not fair. It's not fair to the rest of the league. J-Mike, I did want to ask you, and I know the answer is both, but give me how much credit do the Avs get for being unbelievably dominant in this game versus how much of this is St. Louis's season just over?
Yeah, it's both, but I think the tone was set with what the Avs did in this one. I think the Avs came out and gave the Blues a reason to roll over. If this was a boxing match, it was Mike Tyson, you know, over in 30 seconds. And it was just one of those where you think you're up for the moment, and then everybody thinks they got a plan until they get punched in the face.
Yeah. Turns out that thing was a glass jaw for St. Louis.
You need an ice pack.
Oof, they need a lot more than an ice pack to fix whatever's wrong with them. I'll tell you that much. Maybe they need to stop meddling with Team Canada too. We do need to take our first break of the show though, to shout out a few of our sponsors. So let's make sure we're doing that, including Fire on the Mountain. Fire on the Mountain is Denver's favorite local wing joint. You gotta go if you haven't been. Their wings are absolutely delicious. They have 15 different super flavorful made from scratch sauces, from mild, where I live, all the way up to insanely hot and everything in between. The chicken itself is hormone-free, antibiotic-free, and cage-free, so you know you're getting the good stuff. They have bunches of great deals. They even have takeout and delivery if that's your thing. If you're not into the wings, they've got Wagyu beef blend burgers. They've even got vegan options. So make sure you're getting over there. Fire on the Mountain is an official green restaurant. They hand make pretty much everything they do. Get with them on Mondays especially. They've got $5 pints, and Tuesdays is all day happy hours. So if you're not over at one of their two locations, they have one at Wash Park and one in the Highlands, get over there or at least get delivery from the Wash Park location with Fire on the Mountain. You can even try their insanely hot El Jefe challenge. I'm not doing that because I like my stomach, but you can do that and probably win a bunch of awesome, cool stuff. Go check them out. Fire on the Mountain, again, Wash Park or the Highlands, either location for great wings.
The Avs break the record for winning streak. Maybe I'll try the El Jefe challenge. But for now, I'm going to talk to you guys about Shopify. Shopify is the e-commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world and 10% of all e-commerce, in the U.S. We use Shopify here at the ALLCITY network. It makes your process incredibly smooth. You know, a lot of people a lot of people grew up dreaming of running their own business. I'm fortunate. I grew up dreaming of getting to be a knucklehead talking about sports. I was fortunate to make it happen. And what's been really cool to see is all of the different avenues our business has been able to grow using platforms like Shopify. If you are thinking about starting your own business, check out Shopify. If I had my own, maybe it'd be selling vintage merch. Shopify would be a perfect place to do it. They've got you covered with website creation, product descriptions, email and social media marketing, and more. They have AI tools designed to help you maximize sales. If you're ready to sell, you're ready to Shopify. Turn your big business idea into cha-ching with Shopify on the side. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/allcity. That's shopify.com/allcity. Cha-ching.
Pew. This game felt like a little cha-ching for the Avs, for sure. You could give a star to just about every single player on the Avs team tonight, but let's get into the 3 stars of the night, starting with Brock C. Nelson. The lieutenant himself has a 2-point night, but more importantly, gets the Avs going on the power play, actually scores a power play goal. I know you mentioned it earlier, J-Mike, but a different look on the power play. Nelson, the guy, really, they're working the half wall on that right side. MacKinnon playing essentially down at the goal line at times on the opposite side. It worked. So I have no notes beyond it, to be honest with you.
Let's try it again.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm not worried at all about the other 2 power plays. One was like a 40-second one, and one was in the third period when the game was over, and everyone was like, let's go home. So I give the Avs power play credit tonight for trying something new and it working. One game, ultimately meaningless. We've seen the Avs power play look good for a game and then go right back into its hole, so you have to keep it going. But hey, it's something to start with as far as a different look for them.
And it makes sense, right? You understand the process of what they're trying to do by splitting up MacKinnon and Nichushkin and just opening up the spacing a little bit. And I just think it gives you an opportunity to play to some of these guys' strengths a little bit more. And I'm interested to see if it's something they can build on moving forward. One game, everything's not fixed. You know, we did it, Joe, but I do think that it's an encouraging sign.
For a team where everything has the bar on the moon, the bar for the power play is in the basement. So any step forward is a good step forward for that thing.
The one bar with this team that is not just absurdly high at the moment.
Right. Yeah. Literally everything else, the expectation is basically perfection. So good to see the power play get on the board. Good for Brock to keep it rolling. 16 goals on the season now. We talked about it. Not a lot of people in our chat this year yelling about wanting Kadri back all of a sudden. It's refreshing.
Little less Crosby talk too. I mean,
true.
it still gets thrown out every now and then, and sure would be a neat story, but when you're playing as well as this team is, you don't find yourself desiring, you don't find yourself looking elsewhere quite as often.
You don't need to. When you have 2 regulation losses, all eyes on the Avs, for sure. Second star of this game goes to Nathan MacKinnon. Tough night to get second star when you score their 400th goal of your career and you end up having a 4-point night, which, by the way, puts MacKinnon at 70 points in 39 games. Tied with McDavid in point total, but the Avs have games in hand. We didn't see the full, Mad Mac, but maybe slightly annoyed Mac in that first period. Nice to see. MacKinnon has always had this part of his game, like what we saw tonight, where he just decides we're not doing this tonight. We're going to go win. And that's what you got against St. Louis in that first period. I know we have Landy on the Avs back, and the Avs have been a little bit more emotionally balanced, but sometimes you just got to see red and go do it.
He has the ability to take over a game that so few do.
Yep.
And when he just decides, I'm in one of those moods tonight, I don't feel like messing around. We're going to bury you. We're so much better than you. Probably a little bit of I don't like you, and I'm going to embarrass you in the process.
Yep.
I love it. I hope that there are more goaltenders around the NHL that find ways to land on MacKinnon's shit list, because that is good for the Colorado Avalanche.
It really
we create
is.
Some burners, guys. Like, Nate's not on Twitter, but we got to find a way to get him thinking like, wait, goaltenders are talking? I don't know. How can we do this? Create a propaganda campaign to fuel MacKinnon's fire.
Bro, I heard Ottinger said.
You hear that? You'd have to do something like Ottinger was talking crazy about Landy.
Yeah, right. Him off. He said, look, he's not even good enough to be at the Olympics. That'll get Mac really going. And by the way, goes 33 and 34. He might be closer to 75 than 65 goals on the season at this point.
Look, I'll admit that when I threw 70 out, like the second game of the season, it was somewhat rooted in ignorance, but we're getting there.
But was it? Yeah.
It feels kind of... Look, all I'm saying is last spring, I managed to predict that CSU men's basketball would be mediocre in November, and then they would win a conference tournament for the first time in 20-something years, and that's how they would manage to get to the NCAA tournament. They did it. Sometimes it's just better to be lucky than actually smart.
J. Mike's got the gift. He can see the future. He knows these things, all right? Trust it.
Only celebrate the wins, too. If I'm wrong, just forget it happened.
Amen to that, brother. 4 points only good enough for second star, because first star of the night goes to Val Nichushkin, who completes the hat trick, just the second hat trick of the year for the Colorado Avalanche. I think more importantly than the Hattie, which is great, obviously we love that, but that was prime Val. That's the Val Nichushkin that you look at and go, oh God, he's not stoppable.
It's just not fair, like you said earlier. I mean, if he's going to play like that, I don't know how you ever slow this team down, because his ability to get to the net and create high volume opportunity or high volume scoring opportunities is so big for this team. And I don't know, I feel like it would be nice if it were a little more consistent night to night and less massive Val game, no goals for 10, 12 days, and then another massive Val game. It kind of feels like he gets caught in that type of routine at times, but the play's been so consistent. He's been so good for a couple of weeks now that it was just cool to see him get rewarded finally, because that was a guy who was due.
How many? Let me phrase it this way. What rank is Val Nichushkin on the Colorado Avalanche on the list of skilled players? Like, is he top 5, I guess?
I think.
Like,
4
surely
or 5
MacKinnon,
area?
Makar, Necas are ahead of him.
That's, the top 3, but I mean, you probably put Tays slightly ahead of him in terms of the impact on the game.
Sure.
But I would put him 5, I think.
So the Avs' 5th best player went full beast mode, scored a hat trick, and we're sitting here like, yeah, he just does that sometimes. What? Hello? How many teams would Val Nichushkin be their best player? I don't think it's 0.
Probably a third of the league, right? Maybe not quite that, but somewhat. Double digits, I would imagine.
That's how stacked the Avs are. That guy's like, yeah, he might be number 5 as far as actual
and you
ability.
have Brock Nelson right now on pace, to completely outpace even what Kadri did from a goal scoring standpoint a couple of years ago.
Right. Like, the Avs have it all. They have it all. I don't know what you do against this team.
Pray, hope.
You can't even say like, oh, well, I hope they have a bad night. Okay, they had a bad night in Vegas and then pulled off a miracle comeback and still won. Like, you can't. There is no hope against the Colorado Avalanche if you have to face them on even playing field. Like, just give up.
If they even get this power play to 22nd in the league, 20th.
Yep. Genuinely
I don't know
unbeatable.
what you do, because they were grinding out multiple goal wins with C- efforts and 0 for 5 power plays. So if all of a sudden they start taking advantage of that with the PK being the best in the league on top of that, I joked about it when I tweeted the link out tonight, but I'm running out of unique ways to say how good this team is. And they're only getting better.
And I think it's important to note, like, it's game 39. Yes. The playoffs are very far away still. And you still have to perform in the playoffs when you get there from the Avalanche. But when you look at the way the Avalanche are built, they're pretty well built for the playoffs, at least in concept. Obviously, MacKinnon's great. Obviously, Makar's great, even if he wasn't amazing in the playoffs last year. You trust him to be Cale Makar when you get there. But you look at guys like Val, who can grind you out in a playoff series. Brock Nelson is a big body that can work hard in a playoff series and be functional. A fully healthy, functioning Gabe Landeskog will work you in the playoffs. Leckie works his tail off. This is not a team that floats around and relies on high skill to get them through games because teams aren't defending them tough. This is a team that absolutely will take it to you on the physical aspect if they need to, will outwork you, will outgrind you. I don't know that the St. Louis Blues won a puck battle in this game until the third period. Like, the Avs are just built that way where, yeah, they have to go and win. To say I'm not worried about the playoffs would be untrue, but there isn't that disconnect where it's like, oh, they're just a regular season team or whatever you want to call it.
I think that's a really good point, and they've shown the ability to win in a variety of ways. I mean, this game, part of it being a 4-0 game 4 minutes in, but it didn't have the physicality of even like the Kings game the other night, and they tried to kind of play bully hockey, which hasn't worked for anybody this year, really. Then again, high octane, like finesse hockey, let's try and outscore them. Good luck with that too. I think your best hope is that the Avs find a way to beat themselves, that they commit a bunch of penalties, that they miss open nets, that they, have untimely turnovers. And that's really the only way some of these games have been tight even, has been like, oh, the Avs had a bad turnover and it led to a 2-on-1 the other way. And that's the only reason it's a 1-goal game right now.
Yeah, it's hard to find another avenue. We're living in a timeline where the Avs are on a 9-game win streak. They've had a 10-game win streak already this season.
it's all rosy right now.
Yeah, there's going to come a downswing, and we're going to see how the Avs respond when they lose a couple of games at some point, but that's next year's problem. Right now, we're celebrating the end of 2025 with the Avs being an absolute turbo wagon. So it's a good place to be. We also need to shout out our sponsors for the second time. So let's make sure we jump over and do a little bit of that, as the presenting sponsor of today's show is Bet365. They're an official partner of us, but also an official partner of the Colorado Avalanche. You took the Avs to win. You got the early payout today with Bet365. Anytime an NHL team you pick to win goes up by 3 goals, you instantly get paid out. So you were paid out 3 minutes into this hockey game to go make more bets on the Avs? Yeah, worked out nice with Bet365 on that front. When you do sign up with Bet365, make sure you use the DNVR365 code. When you do that, put $10 in your account and bet $5 on anything. Don't even have to hit the $5 bet. Win or lose, you get $150 in bonus bets that you get to play around with on whatever you want to bet on. It doesn't have to be the Avs. Nuggets also won the Denver double hit today. Broncos obviously been playing great if you want to put your bets there. Whatever it is, do it with Bet365 and their bonus bets. Again, make sure you use the DNVR365 code when you sign up. Bet $5 on anything, win or lose, to get those $150 in bonus bets. When you do gamble with Bet365, you must be 21 or older, physically located in Colorado, and if you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER today.
I also want to talk to you guys about an awesome local business. I'm talking about New Built Restoration and Construction. They are true DNVR fans, just like all of you. We love working with companies, and we've been fortunate to do so, that are very active in the community, that have the same, ideals that we do, that are passionate sports fans, that just want to make quality products for the people that live in this area. What's great about New Built Restoration and Construction, it's licensed general contractors who can help you with basically any big project, big or small. They're available 24/7, and they truly do mean that. They want to be the people you call when things go wrong, and maybe your basement's flooded, maybe you need something repaired immediately. New Built Restoration and Construction, they are here for you. There are over 600 reviews that'll tell you exactly how much they care about their customers. When that home emergency hits, New Built Restoration and Construction will be there at nubilt.com or 720-903-4254. That's 720-903-4254. Let them know that DNVR sent you.
Third period of the DNVR Avalanche podcast presented by Bet365. 81 likes, chat. Let's go. I want my winner's shot tonight. It's New Year's after all. Give me to 100. Want to do a winners. Also want to shout out checking the stat sheet with Dick's Sporting Goods. Obviously, the stars shined tonight, and that's great. But I want to talk about the Avs D-core as well. Josh Manson, the leading defenseman in production, has 2 assists. The block is cool, +2 is all that. But I think this really shows part of the Avalanche that stands out against anyone. There are a few teams in the league that you have a McDavid, you have a true superstar on your team. No one has the defensive scoring depth that the Avs have. Manson is the poster child here. 5 of the 6 defensemen on the Colorado Avalanche picked up a point tonight. They're so ridiculously involved offensively that you have teams on the back foot because of the MacKinnons, because Nichushkin has a night like tonight. And then that second wave of offense comes through with their defense jumping into the play and getting involved. And that's where I genuinely, NHL defenses break into pieces because it's not stoppable. Josh Manson can do this to you. Cale Makar arguably should have had a goal tonight, ended up not counting. And then everyone else on the D-core is also picking you apart. Good luck.
I feel like it's kind of the perfect storm of, you have naturally so much attention focused on, the MacKinnons and Nichuses of the world, and even in Cale and some of these guys. But also, I think you have seen some of these guys really kind of find confidence in playing around them and being willing to take advantage of those situations. It'd be one thing if, Manson here and there, would just having a nice offensive game. I mean, this has become a consistent thing with him, and really the entire D-core as a whole. the fact that you're getting this type of offensive production out of him, out of Burns, who, if we're being real, I mean, those guys aren't here for their, offensive firepower, but the fact that they chip it in, it's just another element of what makes this team so inevitable. Like, you get contribution across the board. There's no weak links on really either side of the ice.
Yeah, what's the weak link tonight? There isn't one. And speaking about Manson specifically there, look, that Manson-Burns pairing has some bad nights. I thought their last game was not particularly good together. But when the response is you come out and do something like this, and I know this is a whole team win. I'm not trying to say Manson was the motor to this one, but when you can answer a bad game with one of your better ones, that's all you need to do. You don't let bad things compound in the NHL, and you're going to win most nights. You're going to win most series when you play like that. What do you do? I keep asking the same question because the answer is ultimately you lose. You lose to the Colorado Avalanche. That's what you do on that front. We do have the courtesy call. Bailey Curtis joining in with us live from Ball Arena. Bailey, any better way than that to ring in the new year?
None. Absolutely none. What do you do about that? Like, what else is there to say other than that's about as dominant as it gets, especially with the start that they had. I mean, what a great way to end 2025.
I'll tell you what you do. You take Jordan Binnington off Team Canada. That's what you do.
If they could hand the reins off to somebody else, it might have been something you guys have already said on the show already, but like this seemed like the biggest, like, screw you type comeback that they needed to show Mackenzie just exactly what Mackenzie Blackwood is capable of. And I know that's like I say, take that with a grain of salt because they only allowed 13 shots on Mackenzie Blackwood. And I will go as far to say, yeah, no, that's insane numbers to think about. But two of them were incredible, highlight reel saves. And knowing that you have that team, not only Blackwood playing the way that he did and making those multiple incredible saves, but the team playing like that in front of them. I mean, it's about as complete as it gets.
No argument with any of that. You watched a team that is the best in the league night in and night out play their best game against a St. Louis team that are frankly bad, like not just bad, but like depressing. Yeah. I don't know what to say about that team. Like,
no, and like in looking at this, like this is a game the Avalanche absolutely should have won, especially given where St. Louis is in the standings, right? But to do it in that fashion and with a lot of the storyline behind it too, and win the way that they did, I mean, it's what better way to come into the new year with 15 wins straight at home.
Pretty good.
And a 10-point lead on the second team in the Central. Like it's insane numbers.
Did anyone acknowledge it post game that there was a little bit of extra added motivation in this one, or just, we want to have the back of the lumberyard, anything like that?
Not really. MacKinnon was asked about it, and he was very quick to say, like, you've got to ask Blackwood. And when Blackwood kind of acknowledged it a little bit, he went on to say, like, I think I can speak for both me and Wedgwood when I say, like, yeah, it's disappointing, obviously. And there is maybe some of that a little bit, but at the same time, like they're focusing on what's in front of them. And I think there's that added factor too, if they get that rest during the Olympic break. I think the the eye that they have, or the prize that they have their eye on, is much, much bigger than an Olympic roster. And that's what they're preparing for. And ultimately, that's the goal. And I think they're kind of focused on that, I will say. It just, I don't know. The team is very, very quick to be like, we're playing the way that we know how to play. There's really nothing more to that. That's really all they went into this with.
It ends up being a breakout night for Val Nichushkin. Obviously, hat trick is awesome. You love that. But are we there? Is this the Avs firing on all cylinders at this point? Like, is it too much of a nitpick to say, yeah, you love more goals from your bottom six? When you have a top six that's going the way the Avs are, do you even need that?
I mean, I guess there's always that nitpicky factor of, yes, you'd love more from the bottom six. I mean, you took the words right out of my mouth. That's really the only thing that makes this game any better, is getting that depth production. But I mean, Bednar has said it best in pressers past, is you expect your depth to perform when your top line is not performing the way that they should be. And tonight, your top two lines performed exactly the way that they should. So it almost kind of negates that a little bit. Again, yes, you'd love to see a Ross Colton, Jack Drury, a Parker Kelly. I mean, Sam Alinsky got a point on the board, so maybe not there, but like you'd love to see some of that bottom six production step up a little bit, especially when you have a dominant game like this one. But I don't think there's anything to be mad about when your top six is performing the way that it should.
It's only one game, really one power play that I want to talk about, because the second one's not a full one and the game's over in the third period and we're all just trying to get out of there at that point. But is this something you think they can lean into? Do you like what they did tonight, splitting up, Nate and Marty, and just what did you think of the overall effectiveness on that first power play?
My first thought when that first power play is running is, this looks infinitely more dangerous than anything we've seen in the last 3 games. They're taking necessary shots. They're taking advantage of open lanes that they find in the net. They're not looking for the pretty pass. It's quite literally like the puck does not stop moving for the first few seconds of that power play. And that's exactly what that should look like. I would love to see them lean into some of this more. But the only issue that I think I really have, or something I don't want to see them kind of lean into, is the problems that we've had with MacKinnon, is him maybe being put on that half wall and not moving, or putting him in that left face-off circle and he's just not moving. Like, it's easy to telegraph. That's what I'm worried Martin Necas is going to start kind of getting into a habit with on the other side. And I'd love to see that danger continue. I'd love to see some of that movement and that dynamic fashion that they were working with tonight continue to move forward, as long as they don't get complacent, which I know it's really easy to say when we've seen different configurations that we've liked. They usually look fairly decent on the first or 1 or 2 go rounds, and then that complacency factor starts to set in, and that's what I worry about. So ask me that in 2 games or so, see if I give the same answer. But right now, I mean, if this is something they continue, I think it looked incredibly dangerous tonight. If that's how it can perform every single night, I'll be happy.
I can live with 15-0-2 at home in the Bailey Curtis era. I think that's nice.
I'm very excited about it, so I'm glad it's not just me.
Does Jared Bednar have the easiest job in the world right now? I know we nitpicked the power play and this thing and that thing, but is there a little more he has to do most nights than, say, go out there and play, boys?
He was very, very quick to give a lot of the credit for a game like this to the guys on the ice. So, yes, absolutely. And especially when you look at a last season as well, a last season that he called disappointing. Before, I mean, talking about New Year's resolutions, like, it was a very disappointing year in the way that it ended. But you look at a lot of the adversity that he ran through as well. You're looking at maybe a few more injury woes. He doesn't have a whole lot of that to worry about outside of a Logan O'Connor. And as we learned tonight, a Kiwi Ranta and a Gavin Brindley, who was in the medical tent on the way to post game. But I don't know as though there's a whole, like, this team is making it very, very easy for him with the preparation, with the way that they're going in and playing. This is not the first game where we've seen the Avs get those quick starts. It's the fastest start we've seen as far as 4 goals, or I mean, technically 5 if you count the one that was challenged and taken away.
Yep.
But I mean, to score that quickly and in that fashion, as quick as they did, is astounding. And I asked a couple of the guys about, including Bednar, about that 60-minute effort, and Landeskog was very quick to say too, like, that's probably about as good as it gets. It's the best one that they've seen all year, and it's mindsets like that I think make Bednar's job as easy as it is. They're going in, they're putting in the work. They have that belief, and there's, I don't know, when you're getting production like that from your top 6 guys. And yeah, I mean, I don't think the bottom 6 performed poorly by any means either. But when you're getting that production from your top 6 and then that buy-in from the bottom 6 as well, and then, I mean, we obviously know what this blue line is capable of, one of, if not the best blue line in the league. I don't know as though, yeah, as you said, Bednar has a whole lot to do is in terms of anything besides, being that support system, being that guy leading the room and earning their respect the way he has.
They outshot them by 30.
They had 7 shots on goal after 40 minutes of hockey. The Avs had 34.
Non-competitive.
Like, what do you do with that? Again, it blows my mind that, you expect a little bit of compete. And especially when you have the 2026 Olympian goaltender behind you, like, you want to play better in front of him, right? Like, that's, you want to at least make him look like he's earning that spot on Team Canada, not to sound, biased or whatever, but it just seems astounding to me that they allow that to happen. And I understand it's the Avalanche, right? And they're kind of an anomaly team this year, but come on.
What else can you say? Any final thoughts, Bailey, before we let you go on this one?
It's what a ride, guys. If there, again, I don't know as though there's a better way to. I mean, a Mackenzie Blackwood shutout might have been a better way to bring in.
It's about the only thing, yeah.
This is about as good as it gets. I mentioned it or tweeted it after the game. I have some really good vibes heading into 2026, especially where this team is concerned. So
it all feels great.
Continue the ride.
Bailey, thank you for calling in. We appreciate you on this one. The next time will be in the new year. So happy new year to you. We will go hear from head coach, which Bailey also picked up for us. Thank you for the 100 likes, chat. We'll go get the shots during the coach interview. Bednar had a lot to say about this one, so let's let him talk.
Any questions for head coach Jared Bednar? We'll start with Ryan Bowman.
Hey, I made it. Jared, what goes into a start like that? Such a quick start. I mean, you guys have really 5 goals in the first 4.5 minutes.
I wish I knew. If you could bottle that, I mean, I don't know. That is. I'm just going to put it on our guys again. It's just preparation and being ready and fired up to play. That's what it is. But it was. You couldn't have drawn it up any better. It was pace and execution was excellent. Everyone was skating, and the execution, everything was tape to tape and fast and through the neutral zone and in ozone play, and it results in, and then just guys doing the right thing. Like, the detail of the game was just on, and so they exploded early. It was every line was getting some opportunities there, and checking, getting in and out of your own zone, and then pouring it on them. So, it was a great start. It carried us through the whole game.
Colleen, then Bailey.
Just what else can we say about Val Nichushkin and his play?
He was excellent tonight. A couple games ago, I just felt like he started skating more with the puck and just powering through guys, being able to carry the puck and drive through coverage and hang on to it, and his puck protection was excellent. And then, it kind of showed up in offense's own play where he was taking it to the interior of the ice, and that started early. I mean, look at his goals. He takes the first one right to the net, and then stays on it. And it's not big spaces either. Like, it's not bad coverage. He's just powering through people to the interior of the ice with and without the puck. His third goal was very similar. He could have rolled away. Sam takes it down. He cuts right to the net underneath the guy and ends up within the net front. The second one, it's out at the point, and he just gets lost in behind him. Like, he's just showing up in the net front area, and we know he has the touch to be able to finish if you get some of those rebounds that go in the right spot, right? So it's, to me, for him, that's just determination to get there with and without the puck, and it's you get a little lucky on some of the rebounds that they end up, but it's a detail of getting to the right areas of the ice when the puck's getting delivered there, and so it turns into a big night for him. And I was really happy to see it because he's been working real hard lately.
Bailey, then Corey.
I feel like the guys all season have been preaching this 60-minute effort. Is this about as complete as it gets?
It was good, yeah. I really liked our second too. They just at the end we eased off there a little bit, but I think when you have a first like that, you're preaching discipline with your puck decisions, and you don't have to make a play or home run play on every puck touch. If things break down on you, then are your decisions going to be good? And the commitment to get back above the puck out of the offensive zone in the second period and get numbers above it and get in and out of your own zone, like it was impressive. I liked their game all the way through this second period. And in a game like that, if the score kind of gets away, that's where I'll kind of stop watching it, because I don't want to critique our guys when if at a certain point the game's over, so, but that first 40 minutes was impressive.
Go ahead, Corey.
I think it was this morning, maybe it was a couple days ago, someone asked you about motivation, and you said, like, if there is something there to use, you guys will use it.
Yeah.
The fact that it was Jordan Bennington at one end of the ice and Mackenzie Blackwood at the other, and the news of this morning, was that motivation enough?
Well, it might have been for Blackwood, you'd have to ask him. But, I don't bring up a whole bunch of stuff unless it's, our motivation is presented and set out and agreed upon at the start of the year. I'm just giving reminders of what our goals are, what our standard is, and how do we keep pushing that standard a little bit better. I think we have a group of self-motivated guys. That's what you need to have if you want to win. If you're finding ways to get the guys and motivate them on a daily basis, and you're probably on the wrong team.
Harrison Ryan.
When you add in the offensive production Brock Nelson's brought the last couple months, mixed with what he's been doing all year defensively, he's pretty much giving you first line center stuff on the second line. Where does he rank to you in terms of a value piece to this team? In terms of what you guys were last year, a couple years ago to this year, how much of it shifted because of that piece?
A lot, yeah. I mean, the center ice position is such an important position, right? And you have to be a four-line team in order to win, and your top six has got to be really good. And if you're missing that piece, it almost doesn't matter how good your wingers are. We've got elite wingers on our second line, and depending on who they are on any given night, it's Landy, it's Marty, it's Lecky, it's Val, right? And when you build a team, you want to place guys in positions where they can excel, and they have the ability to go up and help over short periods of time if you have injuries. So Ross Colton, right? He can play second line. He's on our third line. He's having a really good year. If we need him, he can go to the second line. You want that flexibility. But if you're missing that middle piece, take MacKinnon off the first line, put a different center there, it's not the same. If you take Nelson off the second line, put a different center there, it's not the same. And you need the production out of those guys, and you need them to be able to play against anybody, and you need them to be able to defend against anybody. And Brock does that, and then he touches every aspect of our game, power play, penalty kill on top of that.
Ryan, then Megan.
Gavin Brindley entered the medical tent on our way back from the locker room.
Yeah.
What's his status?
I don't know yet. Yeah, he tweaked something, upper body. We'll know more tomorrow. Hopefully it's not serious.
Megan, then D-Mac.
How does a game like tonight highlight Gabriel Landeskog's impact? Specifically, MacKinnon and Nichushkin had huge nights, but he strips Robert Thomas of the puck in the neutral zone for MacKinnon's 400th goal and draws a penalty. You guys scored.
He's been making a big impact every night for me. Sort of vintage Landy for me was neutral zone regroup. We kick it to him. It was MacKinnon's one-timer goal. And he's not blazing through the neutral zone, but he's got this knack, this patience, this gift of like freezing guys. So he skates right at their defender, and next thing you know, he's inside them. Next thing you know, he's making a nice play, tape to Marty, who also like kind of slowed it down a little bit and fed it out to Nate. I thought both those plays were excellent. It looks nice when he does it, but it can go unnoticed. He does it a lot. He knows his strength. And skating it through the neutral zone into traffic, you could turn the puck over there a lot of times. And he just has a knack for being able to pick his way through a little bit and make the smart play, the right play, and it's executed well. And like to me, like you always think of Landy just going to the net and competing there and keeping pucks alive and creating rebounds and deflections and creating space for guys. That's definitely a strength of his game, but those little plays, like even in transition, he's excellent at them, and that was impressive goal for me.
Last two, D-Mac and Ryan.
I'm sure you want the guys to have success in terms of being named to Olympic teams, but is there a benefit, as tough as it might not be to be named, to get that rest and to be able to not go to Italy and put themselves through that? Is there part of you as a coach that's like, hey, bummer, but better for us?
I want what our guys want. So if our guys want to go play, as I'm sure they all want to do, I want them to go. I think it'd be the best experience they could possibly get, international competition, playing for your country. So I don't think that way. There's guys on our team. There'll be more guys announced, I'm sure, coming up to other countries, and I wish the best for all of our guys, because if they want it, I mean, these guys pour their hearts out and play as hard as they can for us on a daily basis, and so I want what they want, and so I would never. Is there a benefit? I think if you had a guy that was kind of nursing some sort of injury that he's dealing with, over the course of a season, that he could get some rest and be better for us, and then I might have that feeling. But at the same time, if that player wanted to go, I'd be happy for him if they went, and be wanting them to go as well. So I'm disappointed some of our guys didn't get announced and to go. But it is what it is. Like I said, they're tough decisions, and there's a whole group of people making them, and I don't know what goes into all the thought process, but it's in depth, I'll guarantee that.
Finish with Ryan.
Kiwi Rento was laid out with a lower body injury. Can you update us on him? And then Logan O'Connor, I think you talked about on the radio today, but can you elaborate on his situation?
I just don't know anything on Logan yet, And I know that may be frustrating to you guys, but if I have information, I'd give it to you. I just don't have anything new on him. He's still just trying to work his way through some issues to be able to get back on the ice and get some sort of return to play plan. Kivi Ranta was from the other night. Remember when he crashed into the end boards hard? He got a lower body injury. He was feeling fine. I thought he was going to play tonight, so it wasn't bothering him off the ice and walking around and doing some of his treatment yesterday or this morning. But when he got on the ice, he had some weakness and some soreness, so we decided to go a different direction.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Happy New Year.
The full update from Bedsy there. Chat, over 100 likes. We appreciate it very much. We got the winner shots right here. Get some Dr. Dubs in the chat and take your medicine. 30 wins at this point in the season. Outrageous.
Happy New Year's, y'all.
Amen to that. Whew. Sometimes the medicine goes down tough. Hey, there you go. Also, yeah, it is about to be New Year's for everybody east of us. So have fun. We are in overtime here as the conversation continues online at thednvr.com. A couple of super chats to get to, and then we'll wrap this thing up. $20 from Drew, who says, winner shots, let's get it done. I got one primed for midnight Central Time. There we go. We timed it almost perfectly for you, Drew. That one worked out.
Cheers, buddy.
Thank you very much. And then the incredible Drew, also super chatting with $14. As a Canadian, I hope Armstrong is sick for the next 2 months for these stupid decisions. Thanks for all the hard work, DNVR. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. I don't know. I'm the weird guy who just roots for the weird countries at the Olympics. So I hope both Canada and the U.S. lose.
I will be going full red, white, and blue meme.
Let's
America for the Olympics. So we'll get all the perspectives covered.
I do plenty of watch-alongs, I think. We'll watch a lot of those games, so it'll be a fun time during the Olympics. I'm looking forward to hate watching Bennington for sure. Other than that, I don't know what else to do other than tell you enjoy the new year and all of that, and you get to be a fan of the best hockey team on the planet at the turn of the year. So enjoy every second of it, like we say every time. J. Mike, anything to wrap this up?
I don't want to get too sappy and sentimental and derail the show, but I just wanted to take a second and thank the DNVR Avalanche community for, welcoming me in. And I'm about a year in now at this point, and it's been pretty cool. So I'm just thankful for all you guys. Thank you for supporting the content. Thank you for reading the stuff we put on the site and the newsletter and watching Rudo's videos and tuning in and retweeting all our nonsense. It's pretty special to be able to get to do all of this with you guys, and there's nothing I'd rather do.
Hell yeah. We love to have you, buddy. If you guys really love us, maybe you want to go see a game with us. The Takeover in the Suite of Ball Arena, January 10th. It's coming up. Consider getting a ticket to that. Get signed up to have a great time with us. I'll leave it at that. We're out of here. We are off the next 2 days. We're going to enjoy our new year a little bit to start, but we're back on the weekend for the back-to-back. So make sure to join us for that. We appreciate y'all. This has been the DNVR Avalanche podcast presented by Bet365. Happy New Year.
We all silly like the mayor.